Good morning, afternoon, evening, friends, wherever you are, if you're dealing with daylight savings or whatever. I hope you're doing well and enjoying this chilly fall weather. I know that this channel has focused on Fuji things up to this point, but I figured for this video, I would do something a little bit different. Now, I've spoken about film cameras and film in general in previous videos, but I've never actually done a video centered around film, so that's what we're gonna do today. Recently, my girlfriend and I spent a week in Maine, and I brought along my Fuji X-T4, my trusty Fuji X100V, and this, the Mamiya 645 Pro. And given the time of year and the location, I thought that it would be fitting to photograph most of my time there on the Mamiya. I took all the photographs with the 80mm 1.9, and I used rolls of Portra 400, 800, and Gold 200. I have always been fascinated with the northeastern parts of the US. If you are not from the US, Maine is well known for its rocky coastline, lighthouses, trees, Stephen King, and lobster.
It's corn.
It's corn.
A big lump of knobs. It has the juice.
So we started off our adventures in a small town called Old Orchard Beach, which is just south of Portland. Old Orchard Beach is a super small beach town, but it had some great coffee shops, outdoor amusement parks on the boardwalk, and a beautiful assortment of fishing piers. Coming from a major beach city on the East Coast, you'd think I'd be used to a place like this, but there was something about the cool weather, the small shops, that just lended to this very peaceful, small beach town vibe that I just really loved. From Old Orchard Beach, we traveled north and spent a few days in Portland. One of the things I love about Portland is it's the perfect blend of this urban city life meets small seaside town. It's such a cool place, and I'm so glad that we spent a couple of days exploring and getting to know the city. just so happened to get into Portland on Halloween, and so to our surprise, there were red balloons tied to sewer grates all over the city. This is clearly an homage to a certain clown from Maine. We ended our time in Portland with a ferry ride to a place called Peaks Island.
Precisei sair pra poder voltar, ver o tempo bem fechado, pra ver o dia clarear, pra ver o céu no azul do mar.
You can rent bikes or golf carts and pretty much roam the entire island and take in all the sights. We rented bikes and rode to the complete opposite end of the island and discovered a place called Whaleback Rock. It's kind of a shining example of the rocky coasts that Maine is known for.
Coisas que alguém vai escutar. Dia você verá que sorriso e uma companhia estão fora dos seus requisitos. Dia você vai olhar pra trás e ver, de tudo que tem pedido. Preciso ter pouco pra saber quando é demais.
The next leg of our trip had us in the southern part of Portland in a place called Cape Elizabeth, where we spent half the day climbing into abandoned war bunkers and looking for lighthouses. This was the only day in our entire visit that was entirely overcast and drizzly, and to be honest, I thought it was perfect. The moody clouds were like the perfect backdrop to lighthouse photos.
Yo, what up, NTV crib? My name's Lakeland. Welcome to my crib. Come on in, I'll treat you to the finest lobster roll we got around here.
I really enjoyed this day. I must have spent an entire roll on just the lighthouse at Cape Elizabeth alone. The scenery and the views were just gorgeous. Now, we did visit 2 lighthouses. One was in Cape Elizabeth and the other was in South Portland, but I only got the first one photographed on film. However, I reserved the footage and the photos that I took of that second lighthouse for a separate video, which should be on Instagram by the time you're watching this. So after this video, if you want to go check that out, feel free to head over there and go give it a like. The last couple of days in Maine were spent on Mount Desert Island in Bar Harbor and Acadia National Park. We had wanted to visit Acadia for the longest time, knowing only what we've read online, and it being one of the only national parks on the East Coast. We spent a ton of time hiking trails and taking in the sights, so I tried to photograph as much as I could while taking as little gear as possible. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but carrying an X-T4, a Mamiya, a backpack full of water bottles, an hour into a hike is, it's not fun. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it and got at least a little bit of a glimpse of my time spent away. Before I left, I had expressed on Instagram that I was feeling a little creatively uninspired when it came to photography, and I asked what you guys do when you feel that way, and almost unanimously everybody said travel, go see new things, experience new things, and I can attest this was certainly the remedy. It's refreshing to put something new in front of your lens, and for me it was equally as refreshing to do it on film, which I think made this even more fun for me. So thank you all for that. If you found something of value, you laughed, or you were simply entertained, give this video a thumbs up. It helps the video out. And if you're looking for ways to support the channel, the best way to do that, if you haven't already, is to subscribe. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Until the next one, get out there, be kind to one another, and go make something. Peace. Recently, oh my god.
You know, the rocks look the way they do because that's how they are.
bit.